tried to put together a couple of chocolate pies for our family supper tonight. We're going to have everybody here tonight. Well, not everybody, 7 of us. So I'm going to make 2 chocolate cream pies is what they're called. We just call them chocolate pies. I don't make these very often, but they sure are a hit down here in the South and with my family. I've already separated the eggs, so we've got 6 egg yolks. Now, I'm doubling the recipe, so this is 2 chocolate pies. This is a cold pan, the heat's off. This is my bigger cast iron. So I've got 6 egg yolks. I've got 6 tablespoons of flour. And I have not measured my cocoa. I do like to put things in jars. I got this jar at Goodwill and I label them. But I need 8 tablespoons of cocoa. There's 8. What amounts to about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And about 2 cups of sugar. It's 2 pies, remember. Cold pan. Put a little bit over 2 cups. Okay. That just leaves our milk and vanilla and my butter. Scoot that over. And we'll turn the heat on. I've already got my... I'm going to turn it about medium, but I'm going to be standing here the whole time, stirring and watching it. I've already got my pie shells in the oven baking. I'm going to stir this. What I'm going to do is add a little bit of milk, so I'm making kind of a mixture here that's got some liquid. I want enough liquid to cover the bottom. Be careful, don't splatter it everywhere. I think I did. But I just want enough milk to kind of, I don't want the egg yolks to just, cook up like scrambled eggs. So I'm going to turn the heat down to low. And I'm just stirring this to where nothing's dry on the bottom. It's wet on the bottom. And when I get it all stirred together, smooth, can't see the flour and can't see the egg yolks or anything, then we'll go from there. I turned my heat down to low just long enough so I can get this incorporated. I'm going to turn it up. Now I do have a gas stove. Might make a difference if you've got electric. Gas cooks faster and hotter. Okay, now it's on medium, but I'm going to be standing here the whole time. This is a heritage food. My husband's grandmother made this, his granny. He only knew one grandmother. She made this all the time. All the time. My husband has fond memories of Granny making chocolate pies growing up. I actually asked to inherit her pan that she, her pan that she made chocolate pies in. And I've got it, but don't tell her. She's passed on, bless her. But I just like a cast iron better. I just like it. It melts the sugar. I just like it. So, and also I don't have her recipe because I always asked her, please write it down, and she kept saying, well, I've got it in my head. So, I guess I'm the same way now with recipes. So, anyway, we're going to be needing a lot of milk. What's needing to happen right now is we're needing this to just cook slowly, not fast. You don't want it to stick, but you're wanting it to just thicken up. It's just chocolate pudding, y'all. That's all it is, chocolate pudding. This is the old way that they used to make pudding instead of having the little instant boxes. Instant boxes are a convenience food that's kind of a new thing since, you know, I don't know when, but after World War II, convenience food started coming around when Mama left the home, because in some cases she had to. Didn't have a choice. But anyway, I know my grandma, my northern grandma, she never made that instant boxes. She always did the cooked boxes. But anyway, this is what it is. This is chocolate pudding. So if you want to make pudding the old-fashioned way, this is really all it is. Okay, now I've got some bubbles going. You stir constantly with your whisk. Did you know I was going to do this? I kind of just decided. Yeah, well,
I didn't.
I thought I was through with my cooking shows for the day.
It is.
You know what it is?
Yeah, it's the chocolate filling for chocolate pie.
You know, I was telling them it's just chocolate pudding. You know, that's all this is. Anytime you make a cream pie, whether it's lemon, coconut, chocolate, or whatever, it's just pudding. So, you know, really, if you didn't have time but you had the desire to make a chocolate pie, go get yourself a box of pudding. Or if you're a non-cook or whatever, just go get a box of pudding. It's not healthy, but, you know, neither is this. What are your memories of chocolate pie?
Well, when I was growing up, my mother had to work for a while, so during the summers we would stay with my grandmother, and my grandmother would cook. She would cook chocolate pies. I wasn't a big chocolate pie fan at the time. I was more a chest pie person.
Y'all know what chest pie is? We're going to need to make one
That'll
sometime.
be another video.
Yeah, okay.
But I remember her making chocolate pie, and she would cook the chocolate down and get it good and thick. And she had a specific pan or pot.
I was telling them that. I got it.
Pot that she used every time she made chocolate pie. And you know, every time when I see that pan or pot, I really think about those times when she would do that. And my brother and myself, we would always fight over who got to lick the pot.
I don't know how much milk I'm adding. I'll try to decide and write it down below when I write it for you.
Yeah, she would make chocolate pies, and she would cook it down to where it was almost the consistency of peanut butter.
Now that's a good point.
As far as thickness.
Yeah, you can. The more you cook, it'll just get thicker.
Yeah, it was really thick because I mean, on my grandmother's chocolate pies, after she would do the chocolate pie and put the meringue and bake the meringue to give it that nice golden color on the meringue, she would pull it out, and after it cooled off just a little bit, you could cut it, and when you cut it, it would stand up. It wouldn't run. It wouldn't run all over the plate. But yeah, she would cook it till it was really thick.
Well, and also another thing is you just adjust the amount of milk that you add. You know, if you want it thick. But if that's the case, it's going to be a little bit sweeter. Anyway, yeah, now you can cook it down, but just remember, don't burn it. Oh, don't burn chocolate. I'm going to turn it down between low and medium, and I'm still stirring the whole time.
But after my brother and myself both got married, anytime we'd have a family gathering, my grandmother would cook 2 chocolate pies. One for my brother to take home and one for me to take home. So that's a sweet heritage memory.
It is. I have stirred and stirred and stirred. I'm not going to kid you. It takes a lot of whisking. And the whisk is something you need to invest in if you don't have one in your kitchen. I've mentioned a couple other times that the whisk is just really an invaluable tool. You get a result that you can't get with a spoon or a fork. All right, here's a tip for you to know if your pudding or your chocolate cream, whatever kind of cream you're making, is thick enough. So if it sticks to the spoon, which this did, then it's thick enough to use. Another way you can tell if it's done, when I'm doing this little motion here, I can see the design that I'm making. It kind of sits there. Okay, I'm gonna say it's ready. I turned it up a little bit a while ago. Just the cooling down of it's gonna cause it to thicken. Okay, so at this point I'm gonna add some butter. That's about 2 or 3 or so tablespoons. This makes it silky. I do this after I turn the heat off. I'll write down below how much I used. I'm going to use a splash of my friend Elise's vanilla that she made me. Heat's off. You don't want to cook the vanilla. Thanks, Miss Elise, for that vanilla. I'm still using it. Trying to make it last.
This is one of the favorite parts of my job.
Okay, has it got enough sugar? I didn't. Okay, no double dipping. Let's just get her in. Because we've got to do the meringue. So I'm going to show you how to do the meringue. If you don't like meringue, that's fine. I guess you could put Cool Whip on it or whipped topping or whatever when you take it out of the oven. But hold on. Gonna pour it in, I'll tell you what to do. Okay, I've got a problem. Got some in the pan. What do I do about it?
Let me have it.
Okay, now I want you to know these aren't the prettiest in the whole wide world. Something happened to my crust and I'm not sure what. That's all right, we're being real here. So here's my pies. I'm gonna put them. Can you hide yourself and do that somewhere? All right, let's turn it up. All righty. The camera is finally on after I did that whole segment with the camera off. So there you go.
That's twice today.
Twice today, because we made about 49,000 videos for you today. Woo! I'm hot and tired. Okay.
Shoot that thing.
Shoot it, Jerry Clower. What did I say a while ago? Because it was all good and appropriate. And here we go. Let's do it again. Let's go. Well, we're back and we're ready to put the meringue on our pies. And I made a video of how to make the meringue, so you're going to find that linked above. Thank you, helper person. I love you. Meringue, here it is. Tip, oh yeah, let your pie cool a little bit because you don't want the meringue to sweat from the hot filling. You don't put the pie filling in there and then the meringue right on top. So this is cooled long enough for me to make the meringue. Another thing, and I've made this mistake, bake your pie shells. Bake them first, please. Don't put it on raw pie shells. This is the type of pie that doesn't need to be baked. Like, you know, a pumpkin pie has to be baked or a chess pie or whatever. This doesn't have to be baked. Your filling's already cooked. This just has to be, the meringue just has to be warmed up, you know, till it gets a little brown on top. Bake your pie shells first. Here's our meringue. See, there's our 6 egg whites and our meringue. See, whoa, I held it upside down in the other video, but it's kind of getting a little warm, so I don't trust it to hold it upside down. So I'm just gonna do this. Now, another thing is I don't spread it a whole lot, because it just, you don't want it to break down. So I'm just gonna show you how I kind of spread it with the back of the spoon, because I don't want it to break down. And there's such a thing as a meringue cookie that my mama used to make at Christmas time. I mean, it's just making this meringue and adding chocolate chips, and then she put it in the oven all night, like I think I don't know what temperature. I have to look that up and do that for y'all. But anyway, the next morning they were just like a crispy, cloudy, wonderful cookie. I need to make that. I've never made them outside of living at my mama's home when I was a child. All right, so here we go. Make sure you spread the meringue so that it touches the pie crust and doesn't pull away when the pie is baked. Just brown enough. They did not pull away from the crust. I got a story. I was afraid I would drop it. I got a story about a dropped pie. When my mama and daddy had been married for 2 months, she thought she would be the great little homemaker 2 months in, and she made him a cherry pie. Well, she loved taking pictures, so she had him to hold the pie up like this, and she said, I can't see the pie. And so she said, tilt it. So he tilted it, and it slid all in the floor. So, you know, that was 51 years ago, and I still remember they're telling that funny story. Well, it wasn't funny at the time. She cried all night, she said. So I guess he didn't have such a great birthday. So be careful when you're taking your pies out of the oven. Don't tilt them, but don't be scared to hold on to them or you're going to drop them. So here we have our chocolate pie heritage item from my husband's heritage and really Southern heritage. I'd like to hear your comments below. Did your granny make chocolate pie? Do you make chocolate pie? Or are you not familiar with it? If you'd like to see more videos such as this, please hit like. Or if you like chocolate pie, please hit like and subscribe below and tap the little bell beside the subscribe button so you can get notifications when we post a new video. Thanks for walking life with us. See y'all later. So we're at the end of our chocolate pie video. Do I make enough chocolate pies? I don't know that I do. All right, we have 2. I think that's plenty for everyone, don't you?
Well, one's good for everyone else.
Oh, what do you plan to do with this one?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't need to know.
No.
Just okay. All right, the heritage continues. Chocolate pie. Well, dig in, everybody. Thanks for joining us, y'all.